What's up, guys? This is Ninja. I'm not Ninja. Basically, it's a little video, but I felt that I should mention this because I want the world to be better and to be smarter, and so it's something I did, um, and I don't get these moments often. That's why I like something happens that I should know but I didn't know and I learned, right? So basically, I'm typing and I said it made its way under my bed, okay? Another thing was I said it's and I put apostrophe S, okay? So I put it's with the S. It's IT apostrophe S. And normally in school, they tell you, um, like this or that. Like this is what AI is, and this is the difference between education and intelligence. Basically, I think there might be more to it or less to it, or I may be overthinking it. But either way, I want the world to see this because this is I think is important. But anyways, I was wondering, So I wonder why there's no apostrophe or why it said no apostrophe to my apostrophe. And then I remembered, I'm like, okay, well, in school, I was taught that you put the apostrophe S to show ownership. And I was like, well, technically, it, it's way. And so I was like, do I own my own way? You know? Like, is that a form of ownership? Right? And of course, there is those situations where logically someone told you yes or no, or someone, like because you know, right? But the point is, I myself am self-educated, and I don't go by schools and whatnot, and I kind of teach myself, and that's how I play all video games and all everything. That's how I apply myself. But I don't remember, but a part of me does. It's weird. Like I don't remember your name, but if a medication I take has an effect, I will remember that, and not so much like it's not that I like I, like the medication. I don't know its name, but I know the effect. I'll never forget that effect. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. But I was told that the medication be careful because this is a result or this is a side effect. So okay, good to know. I never forgot. I never tried to remember. I just never forgot. With names, I try to remember, but I forget. I don't know why. Okay. Anyways, um, so I was typing. It made its way under my bed. So I was like, the point is ownership. Basically, I had to think about it. Can you own a way, right? Like its way, right? Is it its way or is it like a way and it's just going it and is going it its own way? You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. And logically, or not logically, but mm, I guess through into education, logically, yeah, it's still logic, but logically, it can be either way. I don't know. I guess maybe that's the answer. Is just that no, you can't, and forever that can be. It is what it is. But the point I'm trying to get to is that thought process. I think a lot of people don't have, and that's why they don't know. Like I know there was this dude. I forgot his name. Summoner Miller, I think. Professor Sumner Miller, I think his name was, um, and he too thinks like me, basically. And no, I didn't learn from him. It's just that I was thinking this way, right? And he was thinking that way too. And great minds can and do think alike. Because generally speaking, logic is a one-way street, essentially, right? Like either way, you're either going towards the right way, like the correct way, or you're incorrect, right? And that's why great minds tend to think alike, because generally speaking, there's only one truth, right? And it's either trying for it or you ain't. And that's why great minds think alike, I think, anyways. Um, but the point is, that's all stuff that like an AI um can't fake, and forever it will, like, it can pretend and it can have these discussions, um and it can show us. I think that's why I like AI, is because it exposes the fakes, like fake it till you make it. And the reason why school is having so much trouble with AI is because school is outdated and old, and it's been like that forever. And people have been gaming it for a long fucking time, and AI is just exposing that flaw. That's really all it is. That's all that's really going on. That's all that really that it's really showing, is that issue, is that situation, is that thing, is that predicament or whatever. So it's just one of those. And this again, philosophy. I'm a philosopher, right? And it's philosophy, psychology, even math, science, engineering, video games, right? Like epistemologist, I think it's called. Like I study how to learn, basically, and like I'm all about the root, basically. I'm all about roots, essentially, like to the core. Like for example, there's a post I put on Discord recently, and I asked because it's about Grubby, who's a famous Warcraft 3 player, basically, and I said, "Is there somebody, or does Grubby come by here often?" And someone says, "Yeah, he does. Why?" And I said, well, basically, just to dumb it down because it's kind of long, I said, I come with warning. And then the dude was like, well, Grubby's pretty good at this stuff, and he doesn't need a warning. And so I said, that's good, but he's still showing the world this, what's called exchange, right? And he may know the answer after, that guy is lying, that guy is full of shit. He may go home to his company or his business that he's building, but understand, like, now the world that watched it thinks differently because they don't know, right? They don't know what you know. And that's kind of the situation, right? And again, with Grubby, this is why he's on my list, is because you can be good if you want, be great if you want, but again, you have to be able to, like, Grubby a person. I see it basically like Africa in a sense, where it's just like natural raw intelligence, like badassery, owning, winning, domination, right? At the root, at the core, the fundamental foundation, right? And that's good. That's good, right? But at the same time, England came with guns and that was it, right? But at the same time, you gotta be careful because guess what England fell by, or fell because of? Pox and all that shit. They brought disease and they were disgusting. You know why? It's because they were the opposite of Africa. Basically, Africa didn't have that shit. They could run through brushes and shit, and they're fine. England, no, they can't do that. I'm saying they both have the problem. So I take the best of both worlds, and that's why I'm the king. That's why I'm the shit. It's the mexicano. Pichahui, right? But that is what it is, and it's natural, whatever. And maybe that is because I'm Mexican that I think that way. I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm Mexican that I think that way. That I think the way I'm thinking, right? And even if that is the case, the way I'm thinking is right. Because Africa did fuck up. England did fuck up. And to deny that they fucked up is basically what MAGA is trying to do. Right? Oh, it's alternative facts. Right? That's MAGA. They're trying to, again, it's like England, they're trying to show up with guns. Or like Africa, they're trying to fucking bury it, right? They're trying to like not look at it, or just don't look, just look away, right? But and again, like as an American, which is we bring the poorest of your world, bring everybody that comes on to come on over, come on over. But there's some rules, I guess. But that's the problem. I don't like MAGA. I hate MAGA. Anybody that believes in MAGA is a fucking idiot. Don't get me wrong, make America great, but you guys are not making America great. Yeah. Like MAGA is just a word, basically. Like I know I remember some the League of Legends, and then I left like a message to take like 3 minutes to read, and I said what the fuck and WTF, right? And so what they did was they responded, and like 70% of their message was like, "Don't say curse words." And I was like, all I typed was WTF. It's not. I didn't say fuck. I said WTF. That's not a curse word, right? And the fact that you chose to focus on that really shows how fucked up the system is. Because I said WTF, like how itching for a problem you are, and that's exactly why the world sucks, right? That's why in religion, that's why I personally, I don't know if there's a God. I'm agnostic, right? I don't know, but I do know that the Bible does come with some wise, some sage ass shit. Basically, like for example, they say turn the other cheek, right? In that situation, if you just turn the other, you said WTF. If you just turned it, well, we don't know what the problem is, and it would go away, right? It would go away. But the problem is, like for example, you gotta be careful because uh, again, you get MAGA where you get Bernie Blackout, right? Where like he can't fill a chat room, but for some reason, but he can fill a stadium. Like I wonder why that is, right? Um, but yeah, that's kind of the reality of it. That's just how the world works. But yeah, um, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's again. I was just wondering what the word, and I was like, can you own a path? Do you own it or don't you? So like the word it's. Do you put that little apostrophe? Is it valid or not? Is it your way? Or can you own the way? Do you own it? Or do you not own it? You know what I'm saying? There's little things. And that's why I tell people, like, dimensions are not real. It's a fact, okay? Doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's a fact. And if you think they're real, you've been deceived. I got a bridge, you want to buy it? Um, but yeah, and language, it's not real. Math is not real. Measurements aren't real. Time isn't real. Those are all constructs of man. Okay? They're all, and this is why it sucks, but I think they should put back psychology in schools. Because I think that was when humans were smart, basically. Ever since they removed that aspect, humans are dumb. And I think that was the plan. That's around the time I think once bad guys got into power, and there are good guys too, don't get me wrong, but the point is bad guys are there sometimes. And it's up to the good guys to fight the bad guys. And the problem is bad guys are asleep. And that's why they said, once upon a time, like Japan and that whole war, and they're like, they've awoken a sleeping giant, basically. Because that's what it is. And actually, I posted a video about it, or a video today actually, that was titled "It Took This to Awaken a Sleeping Giant." Um, It's funny because it's a video about Grubby and someone who's a top Urgot player. I forgot his name. Let me go to my channels. Refresh. Refreshing so clean, clean. Refreshing so clean, clean. As refresh, but it sounds like we fresh. But yeah, it's Grubby, and then the dude's name Quante, Quante, self-called, self-titled or whoever titled it, world's best Urgot, right? But I was watching a video, and in that video, I explained I watched like 30 seconds, and in that 30 seconds, I found 2 points, and I bailed. I was like, "This is dumb. It's a waste of time." But I spoke for 21 minutes about it. You should check it out. It's pretty good. But anyways, be happy, be safe, be loved, take care. And again, do you own it or you don't? Your way. Is it your way, or is it a way that you're going? And do you own that? I don't know. Peace.